the other actor's name? The blonde that looks like Robert Redford in the... What's his name?
The other actor in the... Oh, Aaron
he's so cute, too.
Is he cute? He's cute.
Adorable.
He's cute. He's fun to work with.
Yeah.
Now, you played Commissioner Gordon. When you did the first time, you were looking for Batman. Now y'all are tight. How does that all work out?
Well, I think that Gordon's been, you know, a detective for over 20 years.
Right.
And he has great instincts. And I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't arrest him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't put him behind bars. And it's such a mess. The city is such a mess that he'll take anything he's got.
Right. The buzz is right now that this movie will be the highest-grossing comic book film of all time. That's got to feel pretty good. What's the best part about that?
Yeah, it feels good.
The money is one of the best parts.
Is that it? Is it purely about the money that comes from it, do you think, or...?
Well, it'll make the studio very happy.
Exactly, but for you creatively, I'm sure that's...
Yeah, you get a bigger exposure, I guess.
Were you a Batman fan? Did you used to read the comics as a kid?
I watched the TV show when I was a kid. But I was never a comic book kid. It was something to do with the format
that you couldn't get into.
I couldn't get into, but I made a Batman utility belt.
You did?
From my mother actually had a belt somewhat about that wide.
This is a weapon, honey.
That's it. And it was a white sort of 60s belt.
Oh. Yeah.
And I stuck cigarette packets to it and painted it yellow.
And that was your utility belt?
It was just foreshadowing of your creature.
Yeah. Now, Heath Ledger, who was amazing as the Joker in this movie, critics are hailing this as an Oscar-nominated performance, maybe. A lot of people think that, you know, and sadly he died of a prescription drug overdose, and some people are saying it may have been because of the dark performance as the Joker. You strongly disagree with that.
No, I think you have to be psychologically... I think it would have to be kind of like a mental condition. I mean, you're an actress.
Yeah, wow.
You know, it's kind of, you know, acting, and he is... I mean, I'd love to say he's phenomenal in the part. It's the most extraordinary piece of acting. But in between takes, we would sit on a curbside in Chicago, and he would laugh and joke and talk about Matilda, his daughter, and he wasn't this sort of dark energy that was off somewhere in a corner.
An accidental death.
You know,
this was...
I think so. And what I experienced with Heath was someone who was totally committed to the part, turned up, was on time, knew the lines.
How nice is
you
that?
know, that's important.
Yeah.
And it was someone who was just a pleasure to be around.
And a talent.
And a phenomenal talent.
So I think it was... experience that actors show up not knowing their lines? I mean, I assume that that's a given. I'm just interested in what you said.
Sometimes they turn up and not know that. As you know...
You? Are one of them? Well, you're making a face.
Well, as you know, sometimes they turn up drunk.
You heard it here.
I saw that show.
So true. Getting back to the craft in the role, I mean, you're no stranger to the darker roles, like, you know, from Dracula and Hannibal. Did you and Heath have conversation about how to really achieve the ability to play this character in a way that was like no other?
Not really. I mean, Heath had started the part. He'd already was into it before I arrived. I mean, obviously, as you've seen the film, I mean, he certainly didn't need any help from me. But
what about the next movie? Will there be a Joker, do you think? Or are they going to just sort of kill him off?
Well, I wouldn't want to be the actor who has to follow that. My guess is that they will.
Yeah. Well, you were in 3 of the Harry Potter films, and you played Daniel Radcliffe's godfather in the movies. Now, Daniel just appeared in Equus in London, a play called Equus, and he had to be in a nude scene. Did you give him any advice?
Well, I did.
What did you tell him?
Well, it's coming to Broadway in September. It's a great show, and he's fabulous in it. And I'm very fond of Daniel. He was just a little nervous about taking off his clothes on stage, and I had been in a play, and I had appeared naked in a play.
So what did you
tell him? I missed it.
It was a play called... You missed it. I was I look like a boiled chicken now, naked. I mean, I was a lot younger then. But it was a play called Privates on Parade, and it was sort of like a repertory, like a rep theatre thing.
Privates on Parade?
Privates on Parade.
About the army?
It was about the army. It was about a troupe of out in Korea entertaining the troops.
So how do you go in naked? How'd you do it?
There was a scene in a shower, and I stand to attention, and my towel drops. And it was a gag, you know. And it was a shower scene. But I said to Daniel that you know, once you're past the technical rehearsal, where you go out there and you actually do it for the first time, and you do it, you know, without clothes, then you're fine after that.
I have to ask you this question.
Although a woman came up to me in a restaurant after the show, and she leant in and said, "We won't tell the rabbi."
We won't tell the rabbi.
We won't tell the
that
rabbi.
you're uncircumcised.
You know.
Oh, that's funny.
He's European. I don't think I've met very many Europeans who... Never mind. Look, you know, you're so versatile that you're going to be appearing in Christmas Carol, also playing Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim? Not really. I take off my
I'm just gonna do the rap and let it go.
That's not fair. Yeah.
Our thanks to the fabulous Gary Oldman. Dark Knight opens in theaters this Friday. Go see it. We will be right back.